Shang-Chi wins! Well, let's see. Initially, the idea, I forget who said this, that it was projected to do 33 million on the low end and up to 55 million on the high end, which at the time, I thought that was pretty good for Shang-Chi, which is, it's a brand new character to the movie audience. It's not very well known, even with the comic book world. And that would actually be pretty good for it. But would it be good overall? I still don't know, incomplete, what the budget was for the film. And of course, you got to factor in the advertising budget as well, which I gotta say I would have thought wasn't that as much as usual, because I didn't see a whole lot of advertising for Shang-Chi. All I ever got to see was Simu Liu, which apparently that's how you pronounce it. I've been doing it wrong all this time. Apologies. Just attacking the audience and then going on about white people and all this. So he's one of these idiots who thinks you fight bigotry by being bigoted. And of course, it's like, well, that's the culture of Disney these days. Yeah, but he's an adult, and that's not really a pass on that. So, no, I don't like the guy. When you do that and make a mockery of the issue in doing so, and I don't give you a pass because you're too stupid to understand that, apparently. But when you do, yeah, that's a big drag on it. But once again, separate the art from the artist. The movie itself, I wasn't blown away by it, but I thought it was all right. Other people are very upset with it. Most notably, Mexican Iron Man. He walked out of the movie when the what did he call it? Oh yeah, the rabbit chickens. well, mainly one. That was the key to it all. You couldn't get to the magical world if you didn't have your rabbit chicken. So, well, they had one, so they got in there, you know. Of course, there were elements in it that you could refer to as woke. His sister was much better than him fighting, and self-taught, you know. Now, she was running the arena and whatnot where the Abomination showed up and all that to fight Wong. But so it says, oh, well, she picked up some stuff here and there. So, yeah, all right. The villain, as it were, who was somewhat sympathetic, you know, was actually better, but that's a veteran actor playing the character, so you're always going to get that there. Even though he kept trying to open the forbidden, wall or doorway, despite all the monsters coming out. He couldn't figure that out, But, and then, of course, his girlfriend, who's not his girlfriend, they held hands on that towards the end, though, so there's hope there. She more or less had the kill shot after having an hour's worth of lessons in archery. So, yeah, there's a lot of stupid stuff in it. I've seen woke movies, and this one almost doesn't really qualify as that. The elements are there and all of that. But, Simu Liu's attitude is, of course, definitely that crap. But not the movie he was in so much. So anyway, there you go. The reports are it earned $75.5 million, which is much better than what was projected, and that includes the totals of September 7th to September 5th. If you include Labor Day, which usually they don't, but okay, throw it in. It's $90 million in total, so that's very good. Based on the initial projections that people were guessing at. So internationally, it earned $56.2 million, so that gives it a total of $146.2 million. So, but is it profitable? I don't know yet. I doubt it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it. So there's some elements looked expensive and others didn't. So maybe they were able to skim the cost. And like I said, I didn't see a whole lot of advertising for it, but maybe there was. It's just in my area didn't get it as much, but online I didn't really see it a lot either. But anyway, I doubt that that's the profitable margin. The second week will tell the tale. Of course, It's an interesting. There's a lot of gloating and whatnot, especially from the star here. For some YouTubers, but that's not a good idea because all it does, it proves, boy, are they in your head. But it's fitting with the way this guy comes across in interviews and whatnot. It's just not a very good impression of the man, and but that's all on him. I mean, you could say, well, that's the culture of Disney and stuff, somewhat, but I don't recall Chadwick Boseman doing this stuff. And there's a lot of comparisons between the two, but I don't recall him doing that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's that. For Disney, of course, it has to actually be profitable, and there's a very good chance it won't be. Yeah. So, but it also, meanwhile, there's the lawsuit with Black Widow, which, granted, Black Widow still beat this film, according to their numbers. It brought in $90 million for its domestic weekend. But the fact that Shang-Chi did so well, of course, in correspondence with guesswork leading up to it, is that Shang-Chi has the advantage of being exclusive to theaters, where Black Widow didn't get that. So now this comes into Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit. That, well, why didn't I get that? And Disney's like, ooh. So, of course, Chapek says, hey, we're going to experiment and see if this works better. Because we're just trying to, so he can argue that he said that look, it's a different situation because of the potential lockdowns and COVID fears and all that altered what they ordinarily would have done. So that's going to be the case going in wherever it goes. But still, this is more credence for Scarlett Johansson's argument than not. So that's interesting. But anyway, even if it doesn't turn a profit, I imagine a sequel is assured. and depending on sales of your rabbit chickens for Christmas, we should see some more of those. Because, I mean, look, if you don't have a rabbit chicken, you don't know how to navigate the mysterious doorways to other dimensions and whatnot. And with the multiverse coming up, I mean, hell, even Doctor Strange might need a rabbit chicken to figure out how to get there, So that's going to be important. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have the rabbit chicken with them as they walked away with Wong at the end there, So, yeah, they might have to bring those in. By the way, it was Legend of the Ten Rings, the shower curtain rings. Did we ever really get the legend? I mean, his dad had him, and he was immortal and all this stuff, and then he gave it all up because of love, and that's all sweet and nice. And then the nasty people killed his true love and all that, and turned him cold and back to his old ways. But I guess the actual key to the rings we'll have to find out at a later date. To be continued on actually what they are. So other people are guessing it's a beacon for Galactus or whatever. That's not how it works with Galactus. But then again, they're getting further and further away from source material on this. So, but anyway, it did better than projections, so they can hang their hat on that. But as whether or not it's profitable or not, I don't know. This all seems very reminiscent of Black Widow's opening. And in the second week, everything disappeared. And now it's largely, yeah, that was a problem. The movie was not a hit. So I don't know if there'll be any of that here. I think everyone will just stop talking about it and move on. They're all having their little moment and laughing at people who predicted it to be a flop. It still could be. That's the thing. Look, they're supposed to make money. It doesn't matter what Twitterverse says and stuff like that. It has to actually be profitable, and I think it could be. In all fairness to even Disney's argument, people were blowing off the COVID fears and whatnot. And I understand that, there were stadiums filling up and stuff. But for the week that it came out, the Delta variant fear was new, and so there might have been, you could factor in some pause on it. Not entirely. Her biggest claim is the D plus availability for Scarlett Johansson's case. And of course, here we have Shang-Chi, who had an advantage over that, and where Shang-Chi is not available on D plus till sometime next month. So I don't know why they didn't just do that with Black Widow too, but they didn't. So anyway, there it is for Shang-Chi. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.